Hello and welcome back to my video. And wow, what do we have here? You see what I see? Well, let's take a closer look. On the internet were two worldwide auction lots, one of which can easily raise a person's level of excitement and possibly also perhaps a lack of good judgment. Let us find out what is going on here. The first lot in the upper left, well, that is pretty obvious. We can see an inverted Canada 5-cent stamp. And on the second lot, surprisingly, the normal issue of the same looking stamp. The focus is obviously on these two stamps of both of those lots. I apologize for the pictures that are not very clear since I copied these of other copies in order to even get the pictures for this video. Other than the design, invert and normal, are there other differences? Yes, luckily there is one difference for my sake because I was interested to bid on this lot. Who would not? I printed out both lot pictures and then cut out these stamps and verified my suspicions. Perforation differences. Yes, if you look at the previous pictures of the two lots and look at the two stamps, even at that, you could see perforation differences. And the stamp size is identical because the stock cards of these two lots are also identical. So basically, scale of 1 to 1 on both of those lots. Had I not had this comparison, however, yes, I would have probably gone bit crazy. Well, I have limits too, but maybe a little crazier than normal. Yeah, very tempting. So anyways, that clears up the invert as not being the original issue. Fake. The auction result of the first lot with Canada invert. Perhaps the bidders also realized the problem. And maybe another item of interest was the color of this stamp, the French 1 franc 50. It comes in, I believe, 3 different colors, one of which is very pricey, very pricey. And again, the picture is not very clear. The color is more into a lighter blue, perhaps even the good blue-green. But that an expert would have to determine. Whoever will get it. I'm not sure if they even send it off or if they even considered this stamp as being one of a better possibilities. The price of this auction lot with the Canadian invert ended up at $219.50 after 80 bid in the bid history. $219.50 is what made me think that perhaps some bidders backed off and realized perhaps what was going on with the inverted stamp. But I'm not certain. So If it is the real thing and they were convinced of it, then the $219 would be a drop in the bucket for such a rare stamp, if real. And yes, here's the second lot. And it ended at $7.09. So not a whole lot of interest, and actually kind of a mishmash of this and that. Perhaps a little treasure could be found, but nothing really sticks out very dramatically. Yes, and here's another one. Who can one believe? Neither the submitter nor the APS store. Very bizarre, I thought. And after checking this out in detail, uh, what I come up with is the following. My 2015 catalog, in this case a Scott's catalog, shows the identical value of $482.50 as shown on that piece of submission paper by adding each stamp on cover value. This, at least, the APS should know is not how to calculate a cover value. You take the highest price stamp on cover and add the other stamps with their used values only, totaling $164.50, which also depends on at least one major factor. Is it the correct postage? Usually up to 5% over the actual postage is allowed. Anything beyond, then the cover would go into another category, such as of philatelic nature, and worth perhaps about $20 at best, due to the actual used stamp values that are given in the catalog of cover. I do not have postal rates for this area, but the APS, I assume, does. So why this happened, I don't know, but it certainly is not the way to sell a cover. Off and on, strange things do appear on the internet. An online auction lot titled Austria Ireland Lot had a starting bid of a penny. Well, very reasonable, I guess. And it closed for, believe it or not, $711.11 with a bid history of 97 bids. As it turned out to be for a single stamp, not matching the lot title at all. It appears to look like a very good one. This is the actual auction picture as shown on the internet. This is it, a very impressive GB Great Britain number 2 with a Maltese cross of all things and a huge catalog value. Yes, you'll be surprised if you look that up. The Maltese cross has a number 8 in it also, which plays a role in the catalog value. Yeah, I hate to be skeptical, but at such high value, a closer look could be important. Enlarging the image revealed a question mark. For the sake of the high bidder, I hope I am completely wrong. Could this possibly be a manipulated number 4 instead of a number 2? Or was the auction house careless? Down here on the number 4 is a distinct white line. And on this picture, this auction lot picture, there is a kind of a faint indication of a little lighter, what appears to be a possibly been white line. Perhaps it was manipulated and perhaps not. Again, I wish the best of luck to the high bidder because that was a ton of money for the stamp. And still, if it is real, it is still a super good purchase because the stamp also looks in very nice condition, front and back. Let's hope all for the bidder that he struck gold on this one. And another Great Britain item, a nice £1 of 1832 revenue stamp with a typical silver strip where the arrow points, and an equally nice crown cancel. These revenues do have a certain appeal because they do come in many sizes, shapes, and formats, and typically do have that little silver strip. At least I was told a long time ago that that is actual silver. So very nice and very collectible. And this stamp was supposedly issued in the US in 1907, along with 2 other values, and sold to American collectors. They are, as indicated also on the internet, these are bogus issues. And yet they are still offered online for about $25 and more. I've seen them just recently. Well, I hope you enjoyed a little of this somewhat different video, and I thank you so very much for watching. Yeah, as we just looked at a few items, we have to be extremely careful, especially when it comes to pricey items, to look extremely close and perhaps get other opinions or do a little more research to be totally convinced that these items are good or not. And if not 100% sure, I myself at least would stay clear. On lesser priced items, yes, I do take some chances and I never have regrets because if it turns out to be not the one I thought it was, I consider it a good learning experience at a low cost. But the items described today, yes, that's a different story. Wishing all of you best of luck, whatever you do. My channel, Stamp Space, My Fun Things. Thanks everyone so very much.